scholar and assistant professor in the postgraduate department of English at St. Joseph's College, Moolamattam, Kerala. She earned her PhD from NIT Tiruchirappalli in 2019. A distinguished alumna of St. Joseph's College, Tiruchirappalli, she secured a university rank in her MA at Bharathidasan University. Previously, she helmed the Department of Communicative English at Marian College, Kuttikanam, demonstrating adept academic leadership. An accomplished researcher, she has authored a scholarly chapter and published 9 research articles in reputed national journals. A formidable debater, she represented Bharathidasan University at the All India Inter-University South Zone competitions. Beyond academia, she is a sought-after resource person conducting intellectual discourses across India. A trained Carnatic vocalist, she possesses a foundational mastery of the keyboard and violin, blending artistry with scholarship. Then we have Ms. K. Esther Priyanka, the Vice President of Priyadashini English Medium High School, a distinguished institution that has been a beacon of quality education for over 4 decades. Previously, she served as an assistant professor at Mallareddy Engineering College, Hyderabad, demonstrating her commitment to academic excellence. She holds an MA and MPhil in English from Bishop Heber College, Tiruchirappalli, solidifying her strong foundation in literary and pedagogical studies. An ardent advocate of innovative education, she has actively participated in numerous conferences, seminars, and workshops, engaging in critical discussions on educational resources and technology, the challenges of NEP 2020, and the list goes on. Her dedication to enriching the academic landscape reflects her passion for transformative and student-centric education. Our next panel member is Dr. R. Lakshmi Priya, the founder and CEO of Pakidam Tales and EdTech platform, empowering creators through courses on publishing, illustration, and literary arts. She has worked on 200 plus books in 14 languages and is the official Tamil translator of Haruki Murakami, Sputnik Sweetheart. A global educator, she has taught more than 100,000 students across 15 plus countries and conducted more than 100 plus workshops. She serves as a visiting professor at General Sodram University, Indonesia, and the Royal University of Bhutan. She also co-founded Iruka Moment, a US-based platform supporting aspiring entrepreneurs through contests, courses, and community initiatives. Finally, we have Ms. Sri Gauri Joshi, a gold medalist in mass communication and journalism from Mangalore University. She is a versatile journalist specializing in script writing, multimedia production, public relations, and research. She has developed content for documentaries, short films, new bulletins, and promotional campaigns, with her work featured in leading newspapers and websites. As a translator, she contributed to national bestsellers like Waiting for Shiva and Hindus in Hindu Rashtra. Her industry experience includes internships with Vijaya Karnataka, Samyukta Karnataka, Vishwavani, and projects with COLLAGE Kannada. A dedicated researcher and event manager, she has presented at global conferences and earned numerous accolades, including the Yuva Chaitanya National Awards. For this brief yet esteemed introduction, I now entrust the stage to our distinguished panel members.
Good afternoon. So, we are here to discuss many points of our interest. I hope you will like this session. எல்லாரும் எப்படி இருக்கீங்க? Very good. అందరూ బాగున్నారా? You can't answer except for Priya ma'am. అందరూ ఎలా ఉన్నారు? What I asked in Tamil. All right? Starting with I, E, U, Ru, Ru, E, I, O, Aha. Sorry, I'm not a classical singer though. So these are the alphabet of Telugu. 56 letters we have. Okay, so before I get deep into regional discussions also, we will start with our first question, right? What is ancient knowledge according to all of us and our experiences based on that? So starting with me, I will not delve so much deeper or dig deeper into it because we four have to share the points. For me, it's a plethora of many fields, isn't it? Encompass so many fields, engineering and astronomy. From ages, engineering, since we have engineering college also associated with VELLALAR. Where did this engineering start from? Which civilization? Which, if you have, so, Indus Valley. From that, we jotted down the points and then, we heard many things from that. So there are many astronomy, yoga, meditation, all Rishijis, those days, sages. They used to do, now, this modern day, it is called as yoga, isn't it? So in that way, of my personal experience about ancient, what I like is the concept of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, right? Here in this book, Vanam, I have gone through, I had a glance. Dr. A. Vanita beautifully quoted Margaret Atwood. I hope that people will finally come to realize that there is only one race, the human race, and that we are members of it. Isn't it? We are all one. Though we are representing different regions, we are all one, isn't it? Oh, having said that, see, everybody loves our own tradition, our own region. Before I come here, I spoke to my friends that I'm going to represent Andhra. Then they said, hey, don't say that, such a bias. Then I said, what? Now we are divided. No, Telugu Andhra state is bifurcated from 2014. Now it has become Telangana also. Then I said, oh yes, definitely I'll be representing both the states. And they started saying, you will speak only about Andhra because you are from Andhra. I said, no, I live in Telangana. I am born in Andhra. I live in Telangana. I still travel to both the places. Yes, it is. So the ancient knowledge comes from, and one more thing I want to add. The wisdom, whatever we gain, is nothing but the representation of practical knowledge is wisdom. Isn't it? So that is how from ages we have been learning many things. So I would like to pass over.
Very good afternoon to all. I'm Sri Gauri from Karnataka. First of all, I thank Lakshmi and the institution for calling me here. Because Indian knowledge system is a very, a very diversified subject to discuss. I might be a very small person to discuss on that, but yes, according to my experiences, whatever I have studied or learnt, I just want to share that thing. So according to me, the ancient knowledge is something that has passed from generations to generations, okay? In our system, in our culture, we believe about the different yugas, and maybe I believe in this particular thing where the traditional knowledge has passed from like one yuga to another yuga, from generations to generation. And very thankfully, my parents were very spiritual, and that connected, maybe the personal experience, that question is about personal experience. I connected myself to spirituality because of my parents. And especially with this, I always think that the ancient source of knowledge, I think all the time the applicability lies with Bhagavad Gita. Even ma'am was telling just now, the practical experience, the whatever knowledge is there, we should be able to implement that in our life. I think, yes, India has such kind of the very good source of knowledges, and Bhagavad Gita is one amongst that. Particularly one thing I want to quote from Bhagavad Gita. In the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it's the last chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and Krishna says that, he explains everything to Arjuna, and he says, I have told everything. Finally, it is your wish. I mean, it's your call to take the action. I think our scriptures, our epics has given us everything. What kind of the path we are choosing in life, what kind of knowledge we want to pursue in the life, I think it depends on our decision. So we should be very much able to take the decisions when it comes to any such kind of knowledge systems, I believe.
என்ன தலையழகா எழுத்தானி மூக்கழகா கொள்ளும் சில அழகா ஏன் சின்ன ராசா கொள்ளுதையா உங்க சொல்லு. I represent Tamil Nadu, and according to me, ancient knowledge system is something that is passed on to us without our knowledge, without our consciousness. We live, and just by living, we imbibe culture. And whatever comes down to us from generation after generation, I think that is ancient knowledge system, according to me. The song that I just started with represents Madurai's Sokkalingar. And this song is a folk song. From my personal experience, I feel that there are so many such songs, so much of art form that we consume every single day without our knowledge. And one day, when we read it in textbook, we will be like, oh, I know this already. For example, recently I started doing yoga through online courses, and everything that was taught in the course, actually a person from Pondicherry, she is a French person, she is teaching me this. And I was amazed because these are something that I already know. The way when we sit, my grandmother used to say, you have to sit in Vajrasan. I didn't understand the meaning of it then. Now, I find a new understanding of it. So ancient knowledge system, according to me, is something that you don't even know it is inside you. And passing on to Shintu.
Good afternoon, everybody. Ellavarkum namaskaram. Sukhamano. I represent Kerala. Sukhamano means nalla irkingala. Nalla irke. Right, great. So, ancient knowledge system is, just like Priya has rightly said, something that we already, we never know that this is a part of us. It is not just, culture is not an abstract system which stays somewhere else. Probably just by looking at all four of us, you would have noticed the differences in which we dress, right? Right from the way we speak, the languages that we speak, the art forms, the music, dance, all of these, the clothing, all of these would form a part of, all of these are an integral part of us. And we never knew that these are separate items altogether, as we have seen. And I would like to add to what Sri Gauri has already said, which is from Gita, Karmane Vathikaraste ma phaleshu kadajana, where you are expected to do the karma, do your duty, and you do not expect what is the after effect. So we have always been doing or being a part of our cultural entities without probably thinking of the after effect. And to bring in one piece of, I'm just picking one element from ancient knowledge system from Kerala, which is the Edakil caves. Welcome to Wayanadu, by the way. How many of you have been to Kerala? I see maybe half of you, maybe 25%. We are very close by. All of you must come. So, let me introduce Edakil Caves, a huge set of caves where we found paintings and carvings from the Stone Age. And it's beautiful and absolutely marvelous. And this is from the Wayanad district. And this was interestingly found by Mr. Fred Fawcett. So, this was found only in 1895. So, think of the paintings which happened in Stone Age, and we find that out in 1895. We have a lot of art which should never be lost. We have culture which should never be lost. And we are the carriers of these beautiful cultural artifacts, and I hope that we all will carry them as we move on. So I think that made some sense.
Yes. Passing on to the second question that we have. The earliest knowledge experience that we learned and have begun to appreciate in the recent times. All right, so since I want to step back to the first question again. We, usually, the ancient knowledge, how we appreciate it. In Andhra, there is one custom. Before we serve food, usually even in Tamil Nadu I have seen it, but we should, it is a compulsory custom. At least one mouth of rice should be, we should mix it with a pickle. That is called avakaya. So that is very famous in Andhra Pradesh, not in Telangana. So I am representing two. So you will be listening to Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. So there avakaya is very famous. And there is a lot of history behind avakaya. So there is a lot of, traditional way of making, and with all, we have to be very holy for that, So when, so women should not touch while they are menstruating. It's like that. So usually that point is there in every region. And then surely, especially the guest, when the guest visit us, we will surely serve them the avakaya pickle and with ghee, so that they should not forget this ancient custom, that how avakaya pickle is made those days. And then it is being continuing from our grandmother's, kitchen. So from that kitchen, we are still following the same. And these modern days kids, even those kids, many of the kids, even they like. Because at times they are fed up with, the burgers and all the other things. And this gives them a beautiful, the traditional taste. So that is ancient knowledge, help us in many ways. Right? So, okay. Yes, according to me, the experience, example like just Priya said about the yoga. Those days of meditation, and it is mixed with yoga. First is meditation. They meditate a lot. In that way, when we will talk about Shruti and Smriti later, based on that, they used to gain knowledge. They used to listen voices, holy voices, so it's like that. And then what I wanted to highlight here is the mindfulness, which these days is yoga, isn't it? The practical thing is, now we call it as yoga, and every doctor you go, they will talk to you about, why don't you go for yoga classes? This medication is no longer working. Better you take yoga, meditate, give some time to yourself, identify yourself. So from my side, this is the point, my personal experience.
Okay, before I answer this question, I want to ask you, how many of you people really love history subject? History. Okay. Okay, thankfully few hands I can see. Usually, see, even when I was student, usually we used to think of the history like who will study the history? What is the use of learning the history? Or who somebody fought to get some kingdom, to get some property, and we are studying that. So it is general thought like when it comes to studying the history. But very unfortunate thing is I realized it very recently that we should go back to our history and we should revisit the things what happened in our the historical times. I think that is the one subject I started reappreciating the subject, the history subject. I tell you my own experience. I worked in different parts of Karnataka, and recently I was in Mysore. I think all of you know about Mysore Dasara at least. It's very famous, the Mysore Dasara. How many of you visited Mysore? Oh, good. Okay, so yeah, I am very happy to see this number. When I visited Mysore, then I realized that what the Mysore Warriors has given to the Karnataka as well as the country. Mysore Warriors is the kingdom who ruled the Mysore region, the southern Karnataka part, for 600 years. And very unfortunately, I tell you, we didn't even have a single chapter on Mysore Warriors in my history books. Okay, so till 10th, till 12th I was studying science, so I didn't have any connection with history. But at least till 10th, like I was not aware of Mysore Warriors. Only thing I used to see about Mysore is whenever Mysore Dasara happens, there was a live. The Jambu Savari live was there on TV. Used to, some elephants are like walking with that ambari, and it was like very fascinating for us. We thought it was just a celebration. But later I realized, like after coming to Mysore, I understood what is the contribution of warriors to the southern Karnataka part. Today, you people see Bangalore, you people see Mysore, Mandya, or the entire southern Karnataka part is, it's very well, it is just because of the Mysore warriors. You people have heard of Indian Institute of Science? It's a very prestigious institution, and it's the only institution from the India which is in the top 100 universities of the world, and the place is given by the Mysore Warriors. There is a story in Mysore. We have a very famous institution, JSS. Okay, when the JSS people they wanted to start a institution, educational institution, and they came to Mysore Warriors requesting for, because they are the kings. They came and they asked for like some land. Okay, so then Mysore Warriors gave almost the acres together land in the prominent place of Mysore for the free cost actually. Then these people, JSS people, they belong to some mutt. Okay, it's a religious thing actually. They said we can't take it freely, so we just want to give some money. So please tell us what is the cost of this place. Then Mysore Warriors said, no, being a king I cannot take the price, but if you want to give, you give 1 rupee. Okay, and the acres together land was given to the JSS institution just with 1 rupees actually. So I understood all these things when I came to Mysore. So then I realized that, yes, there is something in history. Okay, today we see Mysore as a very planned city. It is just because of them. So today we talk about yoga. I think panelists, they mentioned so much about yoga, and the Mysore Warriors are the people who gave rebirth to yoga. Okay, we people wear Mysore silk. We have the gentlemen wearing the silk pancha and all. I think the Mysore silk was revamped with the Mysore Warriors actually. So with this example, I want to tell you that if you have any, friction with the history also, please leave that and start reading the history. It is really interesting actually.
Since it's a personal experience, I would like to start here. If I divide my life decade by decade, 2/3 of my life I have not lived in Tamil Nadu. Only 1/3 of life I have lived in Tamil Nadu. So Tamil Nadu for me is always grandmother's house. I come here, 3rd standard, 4th standard, 5th standard, every summer holiday I come here. My grandmother will immediately comb my hair. It's very difficult to comb my hair. Then pleat my hair, oil it, put flowers. There are these very beautiful flowers, purple color ones called December poo. Do you know December poo? Kanakambaram. Do they sell that in shops anymore? Do they sell? I don't see it in shops anymore.
You know, jasmine, all of that, you know, jasmine, no. But this particular December and Kanakambaram, we don't get it. We don't get it in shops. And then she will drape me in a sort of a pavada satta and then take me to temple. From our house, it was on the banks of river Kaveri. From our house, 10 minutes walk was Ranganatha Swami temple. And I used to hate that walk. I used to keep doing like this. I just wanted the flower to come down of my hair. I felt so embarrassed keeping flowers then. 20 years later, I realized the meaning of that flower. I think that is where I found that is my newfound love. You know, in Tamil tradition, in wearing pavada davani, in wearing sari, in wearing jasmine, in wearing, you know, all these indigenous flowers that we get here. So, I think that is my personal experience. My personal experience is that, you know, Tamil Nadu is some place where, you know, beauty has always been part of our life. Like, you know, Shingarasa has been practiced every single day in our life. But we never gave it an importance. It's high time that we start doing it.
I think I'll add to that, where interestingly wearing flowers was a part of Kerala tradition long back. And these days, unless and until it is Onam or Kerala Piravi, we don't wear jasmine. I rarely see people wearing jasmine. And I have a very close connection to Tamil Nadu, interestingly. And I have studied my MA, MPhil and PhD at Trichy. And I was in Trichy for 8 years. Tamil Nadu is my second home in that sense. And so I was reminded of my love for wearing jasmine when Priya said it. And when I think of how ancient literature is to me at present, going back, I would say that Prantik sir has already said that, which was Amar Chitra Katha, Panchatantra Kathagal, the stories which formed my childhood and which was so normal for us. And we had Balarama, Kuttigalda Deepika, maybe small storybooks with these comics inside them. And we have Mayavi, Kuttusin, Luttapi, all those characters. You can check for Mayavi. These days we have the stories of Mayavi in the YouTube in the form of comics as well. These days there are videos. So it's a small Kuttichatan who is always there to help two young children who are in trouble every time. And this story of Mayavi has always been a part of my life. And the stories of Panchatantra Kathagal, which were just a normal part of life. And once you grow up, you realize how special they were. How Amar Chitra Katha was indeed history. And it had a lot to talk about. And Ramayanam and Mahabharatam, probably I watched the serial version of it in most cases. But before that, it was Amar Chitra Katha, and then the serial versions. So, for me, even the epics came through these beautiful stories. So that is ancient literature for me, which I realize is so much important.
There is so much that I am learning. All right, okay. The third question is, an ancient literary piece that influenced us. Ancient literary piece. Picking point from you, the literary piece you already have mentioned. Most of Andhra people, we like Andhra Mahabharatam. You ask any Telugu guy, most of the students will say Andhra Mahabharatam, because this Andhra Mahabharatam, it took more than 100 years to translate from Sanskrit to Telugu. There are 3 kavis, prominent kavis. They are Nannaya, Tikkana, Erra Pragada. Very famous. If it is Telugu, we have to take their names. Otherwise, there is no Telugu without Nannaya, Tikkana and Erra Pragada. And my favorite is, I have not read it. I heard it in my Telugu classes. My sir, when I was in school, he used to explain us in such a, though he is a Christian, that is one thing I appreciate. It is not about any religion, it's about our culture. And then I used to, so every Sunday, as you said, every Sunday morning 10 o'clock, Mahabharata is played. And 9 o'clock, I'll get ready. I'll say some story to my mother. Because my mom, because that is a time for the church, for me to get ready. I'll say some story because I love the epic stories of, Andhra Mahabharatam and all. They used to come in the chariots, and then all the women are so beautiful, the way they dress, and I was so fascinated. The way, how is it? How do they look like that? And I used to practice the dance and all. I don't know the moves, but even then I was so fascinated that I used to, my mother, she will have a nap in the afternoon. I'll drag her sari from the almirah and tie however I feel like, and I used to make the moves. And such a lovely thing. So that is one of my fond memories. I remember all the stories, and my favorite is Arjuna from that. So I used to feel, Arjuna, is a major modern crush, I should say. All right, so from my experience, this is it. Passing to Gauri.
When it comes to the literary piece that influenced me a lot, basically I'm a person who loves literature a lot. So whatever comes in literature, I think everything has influenced me. But in particular, to answer this question, I have two important things to say. The one thing is Krishnavatara. There was a volume of books released in Karnataka by Loka Shikshana Trust. It is all about Krishna's life, from the birth to the last stage of Krishna, everything is there. Why I liked Krishnavatara is because right now I'm into corporate, and somewhere people call Krishna as management guru. Bhagavad Gita is one of the important texts in management. So whatever the Krishna followed, the strategies might be, or the public relations, what he mentioned, I think right now I am taking inputs from the life of Krishna, and I am pursuing my job. That is one thing. The second thing is maybe I wanted to tell this particular thing. We had a beautiful revolution in Karnataka in the 12th century. I think at least some of you might have heard of Vachana Sahitya movement in Karnataka. See, there was a time where the ancient, maybe the Vedas, Sanskrit things were not available for the very local people. Maybe the people who were living the lower strata of the society. For them, it was like untouchable thing. They cannot, get access to the source of the knowledge. By then, in 12th century, a movement started in Karnataka. It is called as Vachana Sahitya Chaluvali, or the movement revolution. And Basaveshwara is the one person who started this particular thing, Vachana Sahitya. They extracted the important things from the main Sanskrit texts, and they started reaching the people. In Kudala Sangama, a place is there in Karnataka, Kudala Sangama. There they built a place called Anubhava Mantapa. Right now we call it as Parliament. That is the new version of maybe Parliament is a new version of Anubhava Mantapa. But back then in 12th century, when there was no concept of the republic country, when there was no concept of the equality, the Karnataka people started the concept of Anubhava Mantapa, where all the representatives of the society were there in the Anubhava Mantapa, and they started giving their thoughts. Very interestingly, in the 12th century, women were also the part of that particular thing, and Akka Mahadevi is one of the very prominent person from that community, that Anubhava Mantapa. The one vachana I just want to say, Kalabeda, Kolabeda, Husiya Nudiyelu Beda, Anyarige Asahya Padabeda, Tanda Bandisabeda, Idra Haliyelu Beda, Ide Kudala Sangama Devana Noliswa Pari, which means don't scold others, don't blame others, and don't praise yourself. Okay, so be down to earth. This is the way how you can reach the God, or how you can get appreciation from the God. So this is the thing which was given by the Vachana Sahitya. There are n number of the persons are there in this movement. If possible, translations are also there. You can go through it actually.
I have to follow, and I'm going to start exactly where three of you ended. Amar Chitrakatha. To be very honest with you, as a Tamilian, I don't connect with Amar Chitrakatha. I think I'm extending on Dr. Jinnah's question as well. Because when we read Mahabharata and Ramayana, we didn't imagine Rama as a fair god. He was dark for us. I'm going to ask you a question. Surpanaka, what does that name remind you? Can anybody describe Shurpanaka for me? Even in the panel, can anybody describe Shurpanaka for me?
Yeah. I think the lady who has sharp nails.
Yeah, sharp nails. How was her body?
Huge.
Fat?
Like a giant.
I'm getting fat as an answer. Okay. I'm going to read this piece by Kamba Ramayanam. Just listen to these lines. Panchi olir vinju kulir pallava manunga senjaviya kanja nigar siiridiyal agi anchol. Here he is describing ila manjayana, the woman who is yellow in color. Annamena, the woman who walks like swan. Minnum vanjiyana, the woman who shines. Nanjamena vanjamagal vandal. This is the description he gives for Shurpanaka. She is considered to be the most beautiful woman.
Oh my.
Can you imagine? This is Tamil literature. I'm telling you this because Shurpanaka was considered to be so pretty. She didn't fall in love with Rama because Rama was beautiful. Rama was dark. Lakshmana was dark. But Shurpanaka was not. And this is the ancient poetry I want to introduce when it comes to Indian knowledge system to this audience.
Loved that version, by the way. And it's the first time I listened to something like that. And I would like to, probably most of us must not have heard of one literary piece from Kerala, which is Jnanapana. But the lines which was written by the poet Poondanam, but the lines are so famous to the extent that most of us who already knew some of these lines forgot that it came from this place. We didn't know that it came from Poondanam. One of those lines which is very famous is Kandu kandangirikkum janangale kandillennu nadikkunnadum bhavan. Maaliga mugalil erum manninte mugalil maarappu kettunnadum bhavan. God is the one who would, you might be seeing one person just like that, and he might fall down just in a glimpse. With a moment, the person might fall down. At the same time, a king who is celebrating his glory might lose all of it just like that. So it's all up to the God, and you see how Jnanapana reminds us not to be proud about ourselves, get reminded of who is there on the top. So remember who we are, remember who God is. And another one is Aidihimala, where you have numerous stories, the folk tales. And most of those tales have been said to us in the form of stories, which might have a kind of universal value as well, which would have moral values without even knowing that it is basically meant to be didactic. You would feel like these are just beautiful stories. At the end, it helps us learn a lot more. And I think I'll stop there. And one more thing to add is, one of my favorite literary pieces in world literature is Hermann Hesse's Siddhartha. And interestingly, you see how Hermann Hesse has brought in Siddhartha and the concept from India, the Indian philosophy, and our Siddhartha, how he has transformed his life, and how we learn from gurus all around us. Guru is not just the teachers who are sitting in front of you, maybe the teachers, your class teachers, your principal, maybe some of us who give you lectures. No, it's not just that. Siddhartha, at the end, you realize that the river becomes a teacher. The river becomes a teacher. You go behind samanas, the spiritual ones. You go behind the material life. But still, at the end, you realize that spirituality is not about always thinking about God alone. It is also realizing that every being in the world, living and non-living, can be gurus for all of us. And you see this philosophy in a lot of Indian writers, and this philosophy has been taken from our Indian literature. So that's for me.
So we still are only third question. There are so many. Hope others are also enjoying as much as I am. All right. Now, fourth, very important, interesting, fourth question. Catchy tunes that represent our regions. I don't want to keep India, so our regions at present. So my region is very famous. No, sorry, I'm not comparing. Because of Triple R, Priya's very favorite, one of the favorite Telugu movies. So Triple R? RRR. Can anyone? First line. What? I was so proud, and I thought I need not talk on this. Because yes, Priya ma'am. Komuram Bimudo. And? Natu. Natu, Viranatu. So that is one. And Komuram Bimuda. Yes. Oh yeah, thank you. So Komuram Bimuda, they have this song to represent the struggles. Those days, people have gone through when British, were ruling a place. And then he fought with all the bravety, and then somehow he got his people out of the clutches. So this is all about the catchy tunes. What more can I say? Other than Natu. My Andhra people will not allow me if I don't speak about this. Yes, next to go.
I think I'm not the very right person to talk about music. Anyways, Dr. Shintu is there, who studied music classically. But just to speak about the music, especially in Karnataka, I think South as a whole, we follow the Carnatic music tradition. And in Karnataka, yes, we had Dasa Sahitya, which contributed a lot to, this Carnatic music. We had Purandaradasa, Kanakadasa, Vijayadasa, and in Andhra, I think we had Tyagaraja. Okay, so these people contributed a lot. I think music, madam will speak, but I just want to tell you an interesting story behind one of these, the persons. Kanakadasa is one person who belonged to this Dasa Sahitya tradition. And he belongs to a shepherd community. Okay, he's not a Brahmin actually, shepherd community. But by then, maybe 14th, 15th century again, like we know, there was like, this discrimination, the caste discrimination was there. But Kanakadasa was one person who believed Lord Krishna a lot. He was a big devotee of Krishna, and he comes to Udupi. I think all of you heard of Udupi, at least Udupi hotels. Yes, Udupi, yes, in Udupi we have Krishna temple, that is very famous temple in Karnataka. Kanakadasa come there just to take the darshan of Lord Krishna. But what happens, the priest people there in the temple, they don't allow Kanakadasa inside the temple. They say that, okay, you belong to the lower caste, you cannot enter the temple and all. But he requests them, what those people do is, they make him to stand outside the temple and they start beating him. That is, behind the temple. They start beating him. Then finally, like what this person, he feels very bad. And he just sings a song. That song is Bagilanu Teredu Sevenu Kodo Hariye Kugidaru Dani Kelalillave, which means I have come to serve you, can't you listen to my voice? He sings this song, and this happened. Krishna, he turns and the back wall of the temple, it breaks, and Krishna gives darshan to Kanakadasa. And still today in Udupi we have a small window called Kanakana Kindi. if you go to Udupi, you cannot enter the temple with the main door. First, you have to go to that window where Kanaka got darshan from the Krishna, Kanakanakindi. You have to see Krishna there and you have to enter the main door of the temple. So this is the story behind it. Maybe musically, yes, Karnataka had given a lot to the entire, maybe, as I said South as a whole, we follow Carnatic music tradition. And from Karnataka, it is Dasa Sahitya, which contributed a lot to the Carnatic music.
To extend from where Gauri left, Udupi was once part of Madras presidency, and so when I'm representing Tamil Nadu, I have to represent it all. So Purandara Dasa has written one beautiful song on Udupi. When we did Udupi trip, we listened to that song and we went, he describes every place in Udupi. It's written in Kannada. It goes something like this. Muddu madiyu kande, Surya prabhayu kande, Allidha madhva sarovara kande. That's how the song goes. So you can actually visit a place. You see Chuttu Nadi, then Surya Prabha, which means sunrise, and then you see the Samudra, and you go on that trip. So to extend that, coming to Tamil, when it comes to Tamil language, there are so many songs. For example, we have political representation when it comes to music. I'm not going to Bollywood, I'm sorry, I'm not going to talk about cinema music. That would probably inspire you guys to sing along with me, but I'm not going to do that. Rather, I'm going to talk about this very interesting song that is aired every year on certain days in All India Radio. I don't know if you've heard this song. It goes something like this. Kodumai saithiyor gunamadu tirunda nargunamadai parapiduvom madamayacham marupom மக்களின் மாசிலா நல்லொழுக்கம் வளர்ப்போம் திடம் தரும் அகிம்சா யோகினம் தந்தை ஆத்மானந்தம் பெறவே. So why I'm singing this song is because this song represents Tamil Nadu, be it catchy or not. I think it should become catchy very soon. But there are so many reworkings of it. Just Google out, YouTube it. There are so many reworking of it, including Indian Raga has come up with a version of this song. I think these are the songs that we should be hearing because we come from that tradition where there is so much of political song, there is so much of motivational song, there is so much of songs that is not just, pertains to hero worship or, describing heroine's beauty. There is, or item numbers for that matter. There are so many other things that song can teach you, and those songs can also become your muse when it comes to Tamil. I'm taking a little bit of Tamil when it comes to describing because you all know Tamil literature better than me, and I want to give you something new. I don't want to, dwell on the same things that you know.
Sari Gama Pada Nisa Sa Ni Dha Pa Ma Ga Re Sa. So it's basically the 7 swaras. Whatever be the music that we are into, probably you have you have watched the movie, the English movie, The Sound of Music, where it is once again do re mi fa sol la ti do, do re mi fa sol la ti do, right? So music is what connects people without extending all the boundaries of languages. We know music from most of the languages in India, I believe, and even outside India. And I remember we have already seen that it's Carnatic music. What I sang at first are the basic swaras of Carnatic music. And it is like science. We have ragas, with which all these musical, all the songs are being composed. Whatever be the type of song that we come up with, whether it is rap or whatever be the new versions of songs, music that has come out, without these ragas, without these swaras, there is no life, there is no science behind it. And we also have Hindustani music, which we must not forget. So we remember that we have Carnatic and Hindustani base for classical music system. And when it comes to folk music, we have numerous different folk music when it comes to all the different areas that we represent. And I would like to remember one of those songs that is from Wayanad. And we have been to one of those NSS camps. I don't know if you have this National Service Scheme. Do you have National Service Scheme here? Yes? Oh, that's great. So we had one, I was a part of National Service Scheme when I was doing my UG. And then we had this camp where all the people who loved music came together. And then we came to know that there were so many songs, folk music. And there is one teacher who came in and he suddenly started with tribal songs. And we started laughing. And we were like, oh, now what language is this? But after some time, we realized that after 5 days of continuous singing and learning and singing songs, it was classical music, we had patriotic songs, folk songs. On the last day, when we were asked which was our favorite, this was our favorite. And the song goes like this. Raseyaro, Raja Raseyaro, Raja Raseyaro, Raja ho maluta. Raseyaro, Raja Raseyaro, Raja Raseyaro, Raja ho maluta. Imbimullo naragamullo seisambaganaaragidu. Imbimullo naragamullo seisambaganaaragidu. Kuttulu koluttu tiriganodu leele neenambadarina nanne ninne leele neenambadarina nanne ninne leele. Raseyaro, Raja Raseyaro, Raja Raseyaro, Raja ho maluda. Thank you. So this is, Raja Tunga. That is the way this Raja Ninga Tunga, Papa Tunga, that is the song. It is about asking the baby to sleep. And this beautiful song stayed in our hearts, and you can see me singing this after 10 years. So how raw music can reach even the level where it can reach national award. And that is when our Nanjiyamma, the tribal artist, musician from Kerala, who sang a beautiful song in one of those famous Malayalam movies. And she was in front of our own president to receive the national award, Nanjiyamma. And she sang a beautiful song. And probably you have seen that as well, Nanjiyamma. Earlier, or we might have had this idea that only people who have studied classical music, whether it is Carnatic or Hindustani, only they should be awarded. They are the ones who should receive award, was the notion that we had in our minds. With Nanjiyamma, that broke down. And when I talk about music, how can I not talk about A.R. Rahman? And I'm sure I should talk about A.R. Rahman. And I guess you will sing with me, right? Kaadal rojavi inge ni inge kannir viliyadadi kanne kannukul neethaan kanniril neethaan kannmudi paarthal നെഞ്ചുക്കുൾ നീതാൻ എന്നാണതോ ഏതാണതോ സൊൽ സൊൽ காதல் ரோஜாவே எங்கே நீ எங்கே கண்ணீர் வழியுதடி கண்ணே. So we have our own A.R. Rahman, Ilayaraja, Vidyasagar, and Tamil music and definitely Malayalam movies. We have profusely used these great artists and their music, and we cannot go without them. And so far I did not sing even one Malayalam song from any movies, but I'm sure you know the Tamil version of this. So I'll sing the Malayalam, you can sing the Tamil version with me, right? Oru ratri kodi vidavaangavi oru paattu mooli veel veelave verude parannin arigil varum azhaginde thoovalanu nee. This is Tamil. மலை காற்று வந்து வெயில் வீசுதே, right? That is the same. That is the song that is. So you see how we have Ilayaraja, Vidyasagar and A.R. Rahman who have literally taken music to another level and made it to the international level, made people realize the power of music, and I hope you all know how internationally recognized these great legends are and how lucky all of us are to live in a world that they are alive. So my pranamam to all of them, and music is love, and we will continue whenever possible. I'll probably bring in music now and then, and I will end with another Malayalam song where I would like to say how ragas play an important role. And I keep forgetting the name of the raga, and which was, for example, there is one famous movie by Shyama Prasad, which is Ore Kadal, and starring Mammootty and Meera Jasmine are they play the major role, and Auseppachan is the music director. And in that movie you have there is single raga which has been used for all the songs. It has 4 songs, and all the 4 songs have the same raga which is deliberately being used. So they use Shubha Panduvarali ragam, and Maya Malava Gaula is the raga with which we start Carnatic music, and this is Shubha Panduvarali that they use in all the 4 songs. And my favorite song among the same is Yamuna Varudera Padunnu Yadavam Hari Madhavam Hridayaganam Chandanam Maru Chandanam Shauri Krishna വിരഹമധുവാമൊരുവൾ പാടി വിരഹമാമൊരു ഗീതം വിരഹമധുവാമൊരുവൾ പാടി വിധുരമാമൊരു ഗീതം ഒരു മൗന സംഗീതം യമുന വെറുതെ പാടുന്നു. So this is the raga Shubha Panduvarali, and you see the same mood being continued. So if you want to bring in some happy music, we go for Mohanam. Mohanam ragam is a famous raga for that, and probably you have heard of some ragas which can bring rain. So music has its magic, and we will definitely move on with it. Thank you. I guess I took a little extra time for the songs.
You
It was for music, so
please.
Since Shinto didn't mention, music directors from Malayalam, I wanted to add on it. Abdul Wahab Isham, right? Fantastic songs he is doing, mostly in Telugu, also in Tamil. I think you must have heard.
Susin Champ, there are more. Yeah.
Yeah, for example, there is this song, Aradhya, na 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 na. Anybody? Kushi, from Kushi movie. Aradhya, Aradhya. That's a Malayali musician, and right, and some of the fantastic lullabies are from Malayalam literature. In Muttu there is this, I think it is in Muttu. Omana tingal kidavo vanna komala tamara poovo poovil veerinya madhuvo mala purnendu tanna neelakku. You know how the song ends, right? Ranganayagi, 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 Ranganayagi. That's how the song goes.
What a justice to this point. I really appreciate from the bottom of my heart. Everybody is not blessed with a great voice. That I should accept. Yes, so we both,
blessed like she.
we both we both are very good listeners. You know, even I love music, but I don't sing. I love to listen. So from morning, luckily while I am in my kitchen, working very hard, not so interested, but still I have to cook. My neighbor plays, he fondly calls Alexa. So Alexa, please, immediately Alexa entertains me. I appreciate this AI, technology, whatever. Alexa, fine. Yes, moving to the next question. It is about the temple architecture of our regions. Okay, so the region in Andhra, everybody knows. I need not talk much because Tirumala, Tirupati, everybody have come. How many of you? I need not ask what sort of question is this. You may think, everybody have visited Tirumala, Tirupati and Sri Shailam also. So there are few where I have jotted down because I don't want to forget. Because the Telugu people, they have utilized and used Dravidian style of architecture. And then with all the intricate carvings and then, spacious courtyards. And then Kakatiya, there in Telangana. So these are the one where 1,000 pillar temple. You please kindly visit once Andhra and Telangana. Hyderabad, if you can come to Hyderabad, you can see so many things where I can guide you. You can take my number for that. So Vijayanagara influence is also there. And there are few intricate designs where, they are beautifully mentioned, where even I have observed is geometric patterns. Even in Tamil Nadu. So it is the same everywhere. Geometric patterns, mandalas, lattice work, that is jali kind of a work. And then symmetrical patterns.
Gopuram.
Yes, Gopuram. And then interlocking designs. So on the walls and then flora and fauna, everybody is there. Yeah, so passing on the question.
Before I answer this question, I appreciate the college because they're taking care of students so much. I think second round, they are serving all the snacks. I request all the students, you please have your snacks in a delicious way, nice way, but you listen to us also. Yeah. When it comes to the architecture, yes, I think South has the astonishing architecture, especially all the 4 states of the South. And speaking particularly about Karnataka, we have, I think, importantly 3 UNESCO heritage sites. The one is Hampi. I think you might have heard of Hampi. Vijayanagara Samrajya was there. Krishnadevaraya is one of the prominent kings from Hampi. The entire city, the Hampi city, made with stones. Okay, the beautiful stone structures are there. And also the architecture there is a temple called Virupaksha temple in Hampi. And there is a small window. You can see the reflection of the Gopuram in the wall of the temple. The reflection, shadow comes in such a way that Gopuram is ulta. Okay, Gopuram is this, but when it comes to shadow, it is ulta. You can see the thing actually. So such kind of beautiful architectures you can see in Karnataka. And we have cave temples in Badami, Aihole. Very amazing architecture we have in Badami, Aihole and Pattadkallu. And one more thing is Beluru and Halebeedu. I think you must have heard of very rich the temple architecture we have in Beluru and Halebeedu. And these are the part of so many movies, the Kannada movies also. And I think all the temples have its own stories. The one story that touched my heart a lot is the story of Panchanarayana temples in Karnataka. There is a king, Vishnuvardhana, from Hoysala kingdom. That is, he is the king of Halebeedu, Belur Halebeedu, that Samrajyam actually. Vishnuvardhana, his wife is Shantala. His wife was Shantala. She was a dancer, a very blessed dancer she was. But what happens is, like after some time of their marriage, she was infected with leprosy. Okay, the beautiful dancer, very amazing woman, was got that infection of the leprosy. And that time the doctors and all, yes, they were there, but the devotion towards the god was also a lot. Then Vishnuvardhana goes to the temple priest, their priest in the asthana, and he asks, this is the condition, what I should do. Then the priest says him that you should build Panchanarayana Devasthana so that she can get cured. So that is why he starts building Devasthana, Narayana temples in Karnataka. The one is Beluru Channakeshava temple, which is already there in UNESCO, the heritage list. The second thing is Veeranarayana temple in Gadag. That is where the Kumaravyasa has written the Karnata Bharata Katha Manjari. The third temple is Cheluvanarayana temple in Melukote. I think even Melukote, I think Rajinikanth had come for so many shootings in Melukote. The Raj Gopuram, everything is there. And the fourth one is Kirti Narayana temple in Talakadu. The temple is there between the forest, the beautiful temple. And we have Vijayanarayana temple in Gundlupete. So these are the 5 temples, Panchanarayana temple specifically I wanted to mention, which has the story, a touching story behind it. In the same way, so many other temples are there, beautiful architectures are also there. I think I pass the point to Priya.
Since we all know temple architecture here, we have all visited temples. I'm going to do a different thing. I'm going to speak about temple architecture in Tamil literature. மின்னால் தடமதில் சூழ் வள்ளிபுத்தூர் என்றொருகான் சொன்னால் கழற்கமலம் சூடினோம் முன்னால் கிழி அரித்தும். This is how மின்னால் தடமதில் சூழ் வள்ளிபுத்தூர் என்றொருகான். That means Srivilliputhur. Srivilliputhur is described in Tamil literature as having a fort that was built so tall that it used to touch the heaven, the gates of minnukum that way, it touches the min. Recently I had gone to Kumbakonam and I saw a very interesting temple called Sharangapani Perumal temple. Here in Sharangapani Perumal temple, you have to listen to this. This is a love story basically, okay? So concentration here. So there is this beautiful woman. She's extremely beautiful. Her name is Komalavalli. Now Perumal sees her. He falls in love with her. She's so beautiful that he doesn't have time to, take all his things. He just comes from, Vaikuntham directly in chariot. She's so beautiful that he just flies in chariot. Now the temple is designed in the form of chariot. The whole temple, if you go to the Karpagraha, there will be wheel and, you would be coming around a chariot when you see that. Now imagine a chariot. No, chariot will generally be one, like, it will have one step and then there will be like a little longer line and then a little larger line and then even more larger. That's how it goes, no? Chariot is like in arithmetic progression, right? 1, 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's how the chariot can be arranged, no? Now a Tamil poet goes to this temple, he sees this temple. he wants to write a poem on it. He's so inspired by the temple that he writes. Tirumangai Alvar visits this temple and he writes, I'm going to read it. ஒரு பேர் உந்தி இருமலர் தவிசில் ஒரு முறை யானை இன்றானை. ஓகே, ஒரு பேர் 1, இருமலர் தவிசில் 2, ஒரு முறை 1, 1 2 1. The whole song is written in that way. 1 2 1, 1 2 3 2 1, 1 2 3 2 1, 1 2 3 4 3 2 1. The whole poem, it is there. You can Google it out. If you have to read the poem, you have to read it in the structure of chariot. So I just imagine, you go to temple, you just do pronounce to God and you come out. It's not that. It's about every bit of detail, the intent carving that they have done. If you visit Pandya temples, when you visit Pandya temples, see, in sculptures, at least one monkey will be there. Pandya has got nothing to do with monkey. But there are so many monkeys when you go to Pandya temples. That's interesting, right? Like, monkeys in different formats. Like, some of them will be hanging. It is like insignia. Our artist wants to leave an insignia in every work that he does. And we do not know who constructed this temple. We do not know who sculpted this temple. So how do they leave their insignia? How do they leave that, okay, this is done by me? For people who have come, people who will come in posterity, for people who would come after thousands of years, how do they leave it? They leave it through the insignia. And monkeys become insignia for Pandya architecture. There are so many such things that we can talk about when it comes to temple, because Dravidian architecture is one of the fundamental forms of architecture when it comes to all of India, for that matter. Any Hoysala architecture or anything, is inspired in a way from Dravidian architecture. I have had the privilege to visit all the 4 states temple. So when it comes to Andhra Pradesh, Lepakshi, hanging pillar, you slip a paper under it, you can take that paper out from the other side. If you go to Karnataka, there is this hall where you stand in the center and you sing. You will get echo from every part of it. Then Kerala, fantastic architectures. If you have seen Manichitratal, Chandramukhi in Malayalam, you will see, those days houses. So, but all of this are, in a way, they used to be so much influenced by one another. You can always see Tamil in every state that you visit. And
adding to what Lakshmi said, we have a temple in Hampi. It's called as Vijaya Vithala temple. The temple pillars are there. If you just just touch the pillar, you get Saregamapa sounds actually. That Nadaswara you will get. So that is one beautiful thing we have. But right now they are not allowing public to touch it because people are misusing it. So entry is restricted, but you can see the temple. And we have Gol Gumbaz also. That's in Vijaynagar, Vijaypura in Karnataka. That whatever you speak, you can hear it for 7 times. That's how the thing is. If you speak in this wall, you can listen to the whisper in this wall. So that built in during the time of Adil Shahi in Vijaypura actually.
Imagine all these were built long back.
Yeah.
And the astronomical marvel is what you see when it comes to most of these temples. And just like Priya said, you see the Tamil influence. It's all Dravidian basically. And this Tamil influence and the Gopura, when it comes to Padmanabha Swami Kshetram, the Padmanabha Swami temple in Trivandrum, Thiruvananthapuram, where you can see that the light would fall from all the windows and it would fall on the same place. So you see how beautifully it has been built, how astronomy works, and it is based on Vastu or astronomy. So it's based on the Vastu. And the next temple that I would like to say is of Vadakanatha temple, which is in Thrissur. And if you have not been for Thrissur Puram, please do. Thrissur Puram is one of those brilliant experiences that you would have. You can see the grandeur of all the elephants. We are coming to festivals, but still I cannot help telling about that. And you see that the god, the Shivalinga, is actually filled with all the ghee that has been given to the god, and you cannot actually see Vadakamnathan. And all that you see is the ghee there. And you believe that Vadakamnathan is present. And we move on in that belief, and you pray to the god. So you see that there is this presence is what you see when it comes to these Kerala temples. And to say a little bit about the architecture of Nalukattu, the other buildings in Kerala, the houses, the Nalukattu, where there is a space in the middle of the house, which is open, and it would rain. It would rain, and you can actually see how you are a part of nature, and it's not even separated. Even inside the house, it rains. So that kind of architecture is a part of, at least it's only for the upper caste cases in Hindu houses in most cases, but still, the kind of architecture is definitely worth learning and understanding.
Yes. Next is we will talk a bit about, this is also something interesting, saris and textiles, the pattern from all what we are in right now. So from Andhra, it is everybody, that is famous even in Tamil Nadu. It is Mangalagiri cotton. Mangalagiri, now it is everywhere. I thank all the lecturers here whose faces are, lightened. We women, naturally like saris. So Mangalagiri, ma'am, have you purchased Mangalagiri? Oh, lovely. Have you liked it? Wonderful. All right. So that is hand woven. Everybody knows that. And then durability is more. That is the reason why people, choose Mangalagiri. And that is, so there are, Ikat is in every state. Ikat, people say Andhra Ikat, people say Tamil Nadu Ikat, people say and all. Next one is Pochampalli. Pochampalli is also famous in all, they say like Pattu. And then two other places famous for saris, Dharmavaram Pattu. Dharmavaram, yes. So that is also, it is not so widely, so distributed in other, or sold, I should say, or, in other states. But Dharmavaram Pattu is very fine texture, very fine and lightweight saris, you call it as lightweighted, Dharmavaram. And then the last one is, there is another Narayanpet from the same Andhra. Narayanpet is, which looks like what I wear, but in cotton. Mine is silk. So, but in cotton, that is. And about Telangana, one thing I can talk about is Lambadi embroidery. So the same things continue in Telangana also. Lambadi, in the sense, it is an indigenous form where these SC scheduled tribes, not SCs, they have a different pattern. Their dressing style is different. It is a mirror work of art. Whole dress is with mirror and threads. And then they will not stitch fully, complete, like we wear a complete blouse, it's not there. For them, they tie knots behind and they have a complete lehenga worked with mirror and all this, the cotton thread work. It will be very beautiful. Their work is so heavy. I wonder how they, and then they have a very huge dupatta from top to bottom. They wear it and they dance very beautifully. They have a lot, the bangles they wear is from here to here. We can't see, the hand at all. So they have, this is Lambadi designer. So we used to, only those community will wear. We can't even try it. Like for example, like, Tamil Nadu saris I can wear, and then, you have the Mangalagiri cotton, but Lambadi place, you cannot try even, except for the cultural dance. So that is one beautiful thing there I have observed in Tamil Nadu. Passing on to Gauri and
Yes, ma'am. In Karnataka, when it comes to textiles and handlooms, we have two important geo-tagged geo-indexed the textile like we have. The one is Mysore silk. I think I have already mentioned in my one of the previous answers. This was supported by the Mysore Vadiyars, and the saree is very, what to say, it's very light, but the cost is very heavy. Okay, opposite. The very simple saree also, it starts from 20,000 rupees, but it is like made up of pure silk, which Deepika Padukone wore in her wedding. So that is like one thing, Mysore silk we have. The another thing is Ilkal saree, which is from the North Karnataka side, which is made up of handlooms, handmade things actually, handlooms, which reflects the very rural culture of the North Karnataka part. When it comes to Mysore silk, yes, maximum of the South people they wear it, but when it comes to North Karnataka, it is Ilkal saree, which can be the brand of the North Karnataka's rural areas actually. I think these are the two important the textile materials we can represent from the Karnataka.
Do you guys know what we are talking about in the audience? This is a symposium. You are not forced to sit here. If you want to go out, you can go out. You know that, right? No, I mean it. Your teachers won't tell anything. Yeah. They have come from long distance. We should respect them, right? At least for that. Act as if you are listening. Or sleep. We don't have a problem. Or please go out. This is very distracting when you keep moving. Okay. Coming to saris. We are talking about textile, by the way. For those who are here now. We have a lot of GI tags when it comes to Tamil Nadu. Ma'am left a very important thing, that is kalamkari. Kalamkari is basically, from Machilipatnam. But we also have a kalamkari of our own, from Tanjavur, Karupur. It's so beautifully done. It takes like 17, 18 days to make one piece of cloth. Like, if you have to make 9 yards, it takes 15 days. Sometimes it takes like 45, 50 days to make one piece of cloth, like, 9 yards. We have Sungudi from Madurai, that a lot of you might be aware of. We have Salem Pattu, Venpattu. What is from ERODE? Research it and tell me tomorrow, okay? There is a GI tag for ERODE. Research it and... Swarnalata ma'am is not allowed to answer. Chettinadu, yeah. We have Kandangi, Katti Vanda Ponnu. So we have Kandangi. Where is Kandangi from? Chettinadu, okay. And then we have our own silk, Kanjipuram silk, right? The sari that I am wearing today is 150 years old. It's actually a sari that was worn by goddess herself. Like, we have Sri Ranganatha. Ranganatha's wife is called Tayar. So she wore the sari and it was passed to me from my grandmother. And there is this tradition when it comes to Tamil Nadu. A lot of women do that. They go to auctions in the temple and buy sari. Any temple you go to, you can buy auction saris from the temple, Meenakshi Amman temple, any temple, every temple for that matter. There is a Tamil literature also written, actually a lot of it. I would like to quote one of this. Uduttu kalaitha nin peedagade. Uduttu kalaitha, that means that the dress that you have worn and you have thrown it away. That's for me. Uduttu kalaitha peedagade. Uduttu kalaingathu. The food that you have tasted, I am tasting it. Todutha thulai malar tuvi. That means that the flower that you adorned I am adorning it. This is a song that is sung to God. Like, whatever God wears, you wear it. Whatever food is left over, prashadam, we eat prashadam, right? That's basically, the food that is. Then we get all those flowers when we go to temple, right? So, todutha thulai malar tuvi. The todutha, the word todutha, right? That we wear it. That's how the tradition goes when it comes to textiles in Tamil Nadu. The same goes with, I don't want to avoid men here. So the same goes with men as well. Most of you are not wearing ethnic today. I think none of the students are wearing ethnic today. Should wear at least to a conference like this, no? Indian knowledge system. So, ma'am? Tomorrow all of them are supposed to come to the symposium in, Indian wear. Done? Okay. Passing on to Shinku. Okay, boys have to come in veshti, it seems, and girls have to either come in sari or pavadani or whatever. But Tamil, okay?
In fact, all the other states, they have very clear and distinct, numerous GI tags. But in our case, in case of Kerala, we have Chendamangalam dhotis and Settum Mundum. And what I wear today is not actually a sari. It looks like sari, but this is actually a two-piece thing. These are two pieces. One is a munda, which is veshti, and above that, I have worn the second piece of this Settum Mundum or Mundum Neriyadum is what we say. Mundum Neriyadum is what we say. And we have Chendamangalam, Thotis and Neriyadu. And we have Balaramapuram. All these are GI tagged. And interestingly, because of the color, which is always very specific, it is easily identifiable, right? It's very clearly, this is the only color which is accepted, and so it's so easy. These days, all that these people try to, the modern people, we would go for tissue saris. The material might slightly change. This one, the traditional one, is supposed to be cotton. The others, these days, we have started incorporating tissue saris, and but the same color. Slight copperish color has been included in some cases. Some people have included instead of this golden cassava, this is cassava. Instead of this golden cassava, some people do start with silver cassava. Silver cassava has been introduced recently, and since it looks typically Kerala, it looks this Keralite look, and it's available, I guess, so all are welcome. At least for Onam, you can celebrate, and you can wear these saris and dhotis and veshti. And by the way, I should also mention that this is the traditional clothing of the majority of the upper caste Hindus. And when it comes to Christians, there is this Chattai Mundum. Chattai Mundum, I wanted to show a picture, but please Google for the time being. Chattai Mundum, which looks like a white colored blouse and a particular veshti which is woven and which is you tie it in a very special manner. It's interesting, and there are art forms there is a dance form which is called Margamgali, which is danced using, wearing that particular dress. And when it comes to Muslims, in case of Kerala, they have a particular way of dressing where there is covering on the head, and you have the traditional Muslim dresses which they wear for Oppana dance form. Once again, a beautiful dance form. You check all of these, you would definitely love it. And earlier in the olden days, unfortunately, we need to accept that we had the huge struggle of the caste system, and then the upper body of the lower caste women were not allowed to actually cover the upper part of the body. And it was Nangeli, one of those first greatest feminists in the world, in case of Kerala, definitely the Renaissance woman, I would say. She was the one who fought for this Mulakkaram, which was you have to pay tax if you want to cover your upper body. And then she cut off her breasts and then said, if I should pay tax for my breast, I'll rather cut it off. And it is with that that the lower caste people had a chance to actually cover their upper bodies. And so when we talk about textiles, it's not only about upper caste Hindu culture, it's also about the other religions and the other forms as well. I wanted to acknowledge their contribution as well.
Beautiful said. But anyway, we are so fascinated with the Kerala saree. Whole Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, they all come, any special occasions, everybody will come with this. But simply they'll change the blouse. Few in red color blouse, few will match with black, few will match with blue. So this is how it is. So
this one is called Kara, and it can actually be golden. Or in the earlier days, it was only, it used to be colored.
Okay.
Other colors used to be used. And then during the festive seasons, for festivals, they would wear this golden one.
Okay. But today I have come to know the complete history of what it is. So blessed. Now we will be switching to the GI tags of our region. Coming from Andhra, I come from a place, I am born and brought up from a place where the king of mangoes, any guesses? King of mangoes, Benishan. Everybody say Banginpalli. So actually it is not Banginpalli, because I am there, I still live there, I'll be visiting my place, my parents are still there. It is Banaganapalli, it is not Banginpalli. And the fruits in the name of Banginpalli, what you are eating, I am very sad to say, you are not eating the right fruit. I am very sorry to say, because that one fruit itself cost 100 rupees. That is a pure variety of, that is the reason why it is called King of Mangoes. Benishan it is called. And then there is a history for this. It is a special seed, and it is specially taken care of. And this fruit used to travel all the way to London. And Queen Elizabeth, she likes that fruit. Without Benishan, and one more thing, that variety you will have only in the month of May, where I see from January itself. Everywhere in Hyderabad, where I roam, where I go, everybody will be like, with the boards, Banginpalli Maamadu Pandu, come and take ma. Then I go and say that, sir, you are fooling a person who is from that place. So it is like that. So history, sometimes it's like that. So you are welcome if you want real fruit to taste. Welcome to my hometown, Banaganapalli. It is not Banginpalli. And coming to Telangana, we have a place called Nirmal. From that place, Nirmal, we have crafts made, wooden chairs, paintings, all in the name of Nirmal. And particularly coming to Hyderabad, a famous is Halim. So please, Hyderabad, so whenever you are there, so I'm not just saying for the sake of it, since many of you might not have visited Hyderabad and Telangana, so we can guide you there. Hyderabad Halim in next few days, it is going to start, because in the month of, the first week of March, the Holy Ramzan is going to be, observed. So Halim is one thing. And then, but local GI tag, the local is, there is one that comes under hot, like mixture and all. No? There is one eatable that is called Sakina. Sakina, that is like round kind of. Murukku you call it as in Tamil Nadu. But Sakina, it is very hard. But they take it as a breakfast. The local people there in Telangana, they take it as a breakfast along with the non-vegetarian. Murukku kind of a thing, they take it along with the non-vegetarian. So that is one interesting thing that passing out to Gauri. And
just to end this topic, if you are interested in collecting heirlooms, if you are interested in making a lot of money, GI tag is a place where you have to watch. Start researching on it, start collecting it, like, Tanjavur dolls, Kumbakonam bronze statue. I'm not going to talk about food now because Jinnah sir will be doing it tomorrow. But there are so many aspects you can collect. For example, if you are interested in collecting textiles, start with, having one GI tag textile for yourself. Like, start with silks, things like that. Kumbakonam bronze statue. We have Namakkal. There is this artwork in Namakkal. There is also Namakatti that you get. That is also in GI tag. I just want to end this conversation that we are having by asking our guest here to represent maybe one thing that you would like them to take back home. Like, what would it be from your region?
From my region, definitely Banganpalli.
See, there is, I forgot to mention Kondapalli. Kondapalli toys are very famous. But one thing I want you all to taste is, definitely you should taste, you should know, you should see what exactly Banganpalli mango look like. Everybody have a wrong notion, everybody take home. I feel very sad when people buy, lots and lots, like dozens of the fruits, and then, they're savoring on it, but which actually is not Banganpalli. One Banganpalli fruit of this size, very easily 3 can eat. It can be distributed for 3. So now people have, business is business. So yes, and Hyderabad, there are many things. Please come.
Gauri,
Yes, in Karnataka also so many GI tagged things are there. The one thing I wanted them to take is Channapatana toys. Very beautiful. Usually during time of Dasra and weddings we keep that. And to taste is orange from Coorg.
When it comes to Kerala, it is Aramula Kannadi, if you want to check, and which is mirror, and it's not actually a mirror. It's a metal which has been polished so much to the extent that it reflects. So it is so specific that GI tag is extremely famous, and Aramula Kannadi is really famous. And there are 31 GI tagged things from Kerala. You can check them out. And like Marayur Sharkara, Jeeragashala, rice, and numerous the thotis, Chennamangalam thotis. So you can check any of them. And to end GI tags, and to say that I believe all of you watch Malayalam movies. If not, please do watch. And just like Satyajit Ray and the Bengali movies, Kerala, the movies from Malayalam has always had this tradition, which has always had, we always had this parallel movie. And right from the first 3D movie which came out, which was from My Dear Kuttichathan, which is from Malayalam, till now you must have at least watched Bangalore Days. So watch at least the most famous movies. For example, Kadal, the latest Malayalam movie in which Mammootty has starred. I don't think any other superstar would actually dare to do something like that, in which he is homosexual. So and there is Mumbai Police, which is getting a remake after 10 years. So the remakes of Malayalam movies are all around. So please go watch the real original movies as well and have some great time, is what I would like to say. And welcome to Kerala. Definitely watch, come to the backwaters, visit Kerala, have a great time. I guess we had too many questions, too many points to share, and probably that's why we are ending it somewhere in the middle. And but still, I hope we have definitely enjoyed talking to each other, getting to know and learning a lot more from each other. And I believe that you, at least some of you, that there is a lot more ancient literature, and you need necessarily go to the Vedas and Upanishads alone. And there is also folk literature, there is also folk art we go back to. And it's not a separate part of us, it is a part of each of us. It will be a part of our lives altogether, and that's what makes our lives better. And I wish, and let me thank all the panel members